And we are live. What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News live, and I'm gonna let the guys roll in. Let you guys come on in. You're all invited. Where we at? We got Big Boss. Is the third live of the day. Now it's more like the second. More like the second. When you guys come in, hit the like button for me. It notifies the other people that are subscribed to the channel that I'm live. It helps YouTube do their job. So if you will, hit the like button for me. Tell me where you're at. We have some random talks to talk about. And actually, I was watching the Felix Trinidad versus Oscar De La Hoya fight. This fight was billed as the fight of the millennium. I was watching that earlier today when I got up. So it was pretty cool. St. Paul, Minnesota, unanimous opinions. Counterpunch to you from St. Paul. How you guys doing up there? How's it up there? You know, what's the rate? What's the COVID rate? We got to ask that shit these days. Louisiana's still piss poor, but, blame Mardi Gras. Blame people in control of, to shut it down or not. Blame them. I think those are the people that you should actually put. 69% white. Good one. 7, yo, what's good? Everything's good, man. I'm staying inside, just chilling, Just seen a pretty interesting fight, you know. AJ Lehigh, what do you think about Brazil wanting Ruiz? Brazil wants a lot of fighters now. And I think Brazil is at the point where, at his career, he wants a lot of fighters that he knows that are on that top level. He wants the guys that just fell from grace, or he wants the guys that, like Adam Kalnaki, Andy Ruiz, Dillian White. He's calling out these guys, So, and I think Dominic Breazeale has nothing to lose. I see Dominic is a very dangerous fighter at this point in his career because he don't give a shit. He's like a Derek Chisora, just less losses. He only lost twice, but he's been to that echelon level to the point he's like, what you gonna do? You know, you know, let's go. Let's bang it out. So I think he wants Ruiz. Why not? Andy should give it to him. And I got one more video to do about Andy Ruiz today. So, greetings from Frankfurt, Germany. Alexander Nisik, counterpunch to you. What do you think about White versus Fury? I'm going to say something bold about that. Something crazy. Dillian White might be the guy to beat up Fury. Strange as it might sound, he just might, because you got another guy that just likes to get in there and scrap. See, these guys, this isn't a Deontay Wilder. This isn't a Otto Wylien. This isn't a Tom Schwartz. That's what makes those fights so interesting because these guys are going to fight back. If you got a guy with a decent amount of offense, a guy with an offensive mind, a guy that has a mind to do you in with a particular game plan or and aggressive, with combinations, yeah, he can fight. Those are the kind of guys you got to watch out for, definitely. Hey, Kurt, Puerto Rico in the house. Cami Notes, counterpunch to you. Puerto Rico, what part? Bayamon, Copialto, where are you from? AJ Lehigh, be interesting to see who Parker fights next. It would be. Seen Parker talk about the AJ Pulev fight, his takes on it. It was pretty interesting. Gentleman's Game is back in the house. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. And as I promised, I was going to go live, again today since I missed yesterday altogether. I just didn't feel good yesterday. Just kind of just laying around, dozing off, trying to watch movies, dozing back off. La Piedras. Okay, I heard that. That's what's up. The legs. Please look up Mickey Scala from Mesa, Arizona. He's only 17 years old, still in high school, and is 2-0 with 2 KOs. You can find him on YouTube, Mayweather Promotions. First fight, my homies. Nice. Um, Mesa, Arizona. Okay. Mickey Scala. Matter of fact, let me do that now. Let me look him up real quick. Box red. Cool. Got him. Mickey John Scala. 2-0. Okay. Oh, he's a welterweight. All right. 6'1". Damn. Yeah, and he's 17. He's going to move up. I definitely see him moving up being 6'1". Joshua Little John. What's up, brother? Counterpunch and loot to you too, sir. Yeah, seasonal allergies, man. It starts in April and ends in late May. June, I'll be good. And it's crazy because everything else is going on. You can't sneeze, cough, none of that shit. Stay at home. Irish Vinny in the house. Vinny Campbell, what's up? Counterpunch to you, brother. 2020 going into 2021, we'll have a big fights. Can't wait. Yep, it might be the best. This Corona season might be the best thing for boxing because boxer and boxing promoters, they're notorious for staging these fights, for stalling these fights, for having these fights go in there and having these guys think that there's time to waste, right? Little what we know, we don't. And they're going to want boxing back on the forefront because, boxing in America is not a premier sport. It's not. So if you want people to tune in, you got to give them something tangible. You got to give them something that they want to see. You can't just, hey, this mediocre fight, and we're going to give you a mediocre fight that maybe on later down the road, maybe next year we'll give you something you like. Nuh-uh, that ain't going to work. JS, I've seen your videos on who's the number one heavyweight, but what's your open and honest opinion? Number one heavyweight. Right now it's Tyson Fury, but it's been Tyson Fury. It ain't because he beat Wilder. You know what I mean? Look back at my videos. Like him beating Wilder, that just makes Wilder not number two no more. It's him. I have a cough and they look at me like yeah, I know. I know, Jim. It's crazy. But, that's one of the signs. So you can't cough. You cough on a motherfucker, you going to jail. Sorry. Lock him up. Arbor Fika. Hello to you. Counterpunch to you. Luis A. Torres Cortez. And that Kurt counterpunch to you, brother. Counterpunch to your back, man. There's only one Tyson Fury. Speaking of heavyweights, what do you think of a possible Ortiz Ruiz? That's if Ruiz wants it. That's it. If Ruiz wants it, he can get it. It ain't Ortiz. Everybody's talking about Ortiz and he's old. That motherfucker wants to fight everybody. Let him fight him. And if his boss allows him to fight people outside of PBC, by God, let's see it. And it's funny as hell. Let's get the likes up, guys. Let's get the likes up. When you guys come in, you guys chime in, hit the like button for me. But the funny thing about Ortiz will go in there, fight someone like Breazeale. What do you think a fight like that would produce? Dillian White, Derek Chisora, Andy Ruiz, Adam Kalnaki. We got a lot of fighters that could fight, that he could fight. So even if he doesn't go outside, he still has a lot of people that he can fight. So, Zaro's two-time. Big up to you, brother. Kevin Lopez, counterpunch to you back, sir. Ortiz versus Ruiz, who wins? I'm not sure. I think Ruiz, Ruiz is on some bullshit right now, and I don't think this is actually a season to help him because we haven't heard anything from him. Guy Fox. Huey Fury has a better resume than Tyson Fury. Yeah, but see, the difference between Huey Fury came up short when those upper echelon times, when it was time for him to accelerate, he came up short though. Tyson Fury didn't. It's just Tyson Fury has no body to his resume, really. That's the only thing. He has like two good wins, like a big win and a good win. The big win was with Klitschko, the good win was with Wilder. It's a good win because it hasn't been beat, So he beat Deontay Wilder. Does that make him just the best? He's been the best because nobody's beat him. See, Joshua can't be the best. He's been beaten by Ruiz, right? Deontay Wilder can't be the best. He wasn't the best to me. You fight an Ortiz. And the sad thing about it, he didn't fight anyone else except Dominic Breazeale, but Dominic Breazeale wasn't even in the top, nowhere to be discussed. So he's not even in discussion. And the other dude that he fought again, which was Luis Ortiz. So, well, I mean, that doesn't really give him anything. He really did the same thing twice. That doesn't give you another notch on your belt just because you knocked out the same dude you knocked out before. That just means you suffer from insanity a little bit. You know, he wanted to duplicate the same success that he did when he fought him the first time, and it didn't happen because what happened, he fought a guy that he fought once again, which is Tyson Fury, and got beat the hell up and then got stopped. So it is what it is. So Kurt, do you think Fury beats AJ? I'm not sure. I think Anthony Joshua. It depends on which Anthony Joshua shows up, but JS, do we really know what Anthony Joshua is going to do right now in his career? We don't know that right now. We don't know what he will produce. We don't know what style he'll use to fight Fury. You know what I mean? Will he try to box Fury? You know what I mean? Or will he try to fight Fury? See, we know what he'll do with Deontay Wilder because he said it, but he hasn't said what he'll ever do to Fury, which is probably a smart thing. Anthony Joshua's not a guy to be talking about his game plan. Tyson Fury does. Deontay Wilder knows one way to fight, so there's no need to really talk about what he can do because he does the same thing all the time. So Tyson Fury, in other words, is a guy that, he has no problem. He has no problem talking about what he's going to do to a fighter, right? Yeah, I liked Klitschko. I mean, I like the Klitschko win because Tyson Fury showed his charisma. He sung a song. He showed that, hey, it's a new kid on the block, but he didn't show it for very long. So that was just the first initial reaction. It wasn't, he didn't show what he could do with the titles. You know what I mean? JJ Warner. Yeah, it's crazy. Spence versus Porter replay. Okay, they're replaying fights. Okay. The funny thing, there's not a like button on the stream. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Yeah, good old YouTube. They're awesome. T Billions 001. Why is there no like button visible on this? I don't know, man. Maybe you should come out and then come back in. That'd be. I don't know what's going on with it. In fact, let me check. Let me see. Well, I mean, I have one on mine, so I don't know. So I guess log out and log back in, or not log out, but go to another video, then come back. I think you could be able to hit the like button or whatnot. But I think Ortiz versus Ruiz ends in a draw. Don't know. because Ortiz is tough. I mean, he can take a shot. You know, do you think Dillian White beats Wilder? For me, he does every day of the week, twice on a Sunday. Harvey Lambros, this is what I'll say about that, okay? He has the capability to do so. He has the tools to do so, the punching power to do so. But will he do that on that day? That's the question. Because for everything that Deontay Wilder can't do, his knockout power can do. So Dillian White might can beat him four different ways, but if he gets knocked out, what difference does it really make? So you still have to be careful with a guy that loves to spam one thing because he's only practicing one thing, one type of way. I'm gonna hit you with this fist and I'm gonna knock you the fuck out. That's what I do. That's all I'm gonna do. That's all I'm gonna focus on. So you better be ready. So you got to worry about this all night long. That's Deontay Wilder. He ain't, I don't see him changing. That's it. He's just too. It's a simple, direct strategy, which it may become old. It might have been. It might have just got old overnight. Like, dude, we see what you're gonna do with that right hand, but we won't know that until he fights someone else. Then if he does get his ass tore into, like, let's say somebody like Dillian White, we would know it's honestly over for him because either it's over for him, people then figured him out, or he has to go with someone honestly without the ego, without the arrogance, and just submit to that person like, dude, I need to learn how to fight. I need something new in my repertoire. I need something else besides this right hand because everyone knows about it. It's my best kept a non-secret because it wasn't a fucking secret. It's just the people that he was fighting couldn't do anything with it. They didn't have the tools themselves to counter such a massive punch. Even if they did miss the punch, they didn't have anything to, retaliate with. Retaliate, LA 12. You're hating on him. Hating on who? Ruiz beat Ortiz. Okay? I think he could. You know. I hope that during this lockdown Ruiz is able to get enough food. Dude, I hope this motherfucker can lose enough weight because he needs to take the time to lose all the weight that he's talking about and get a proper, safe, healthy diet plan. That's what I think. Yeah, Ruiz beats Ortiz, then the Wilder fanboys can shut up. He's the boogeyman. Yeah, they used Ortiz to their own benefit, just to we know that you know just to praise Wilder. And honestly, I don't think they were that concerned with Ortiz fighting anyone worth a shit because they knew if Ortiz goes in there and gets beat, that's that leg. That's that only leg now. That's the only thing he really has. A guy that he's only beat, and then he gets beat by someone else, it makes it less significant. Okay? And they know that. That's why they don't care for it. You always hear, oh man, Ortiz, he needs to fight Joshua. You know why they want that? Because, see, Ortiz fighting Joshua, the hope and prayer that he would beat Joshua would just solve everything. Then you don't have to worry about Joshua no more. But see, Andy Ruiz already done that. So then they all jumped on his shit. So it is what it is. Yeah, when does Ruiz announce his next opponent? I don't know. I bet you somebody we never heard of. Or someone that we know that should be retired or something like that. Orbit Sap. What fight do you think will produce the next big upset? I don't know. Uh, it could be Usyk. Usyk, with the speed, the style that he has, he may upset a lot of people that you'll be surprised. I'm like, damn, Usyk did that. People sleeping on Usyk because he's little. Who said you can't? Who says you got to be a tall 6'5", 6'6" guy to be a top fighter? That doesn't mean that. In your opinion, do you think Ryan Garcia would have a chance against a prime Pac-Man or even Juan Manuel Marquez? No, he would not. Marquez, if he can catch Marquez in exchange, is Mikey O'Malley. I think if he can catch Marquez, but because he does have the speed, but no, a prime Mac Pacquiao, hell no, he couldn't do anything with him because even the speed, no, he would get ran over. Manny Pacquiao would run through him. That's what he would do with punches. Boop, 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 boop. That left hand is coming right up the that those feints. Yeah. I hope these organizations will understand that money will be tight and the cards better be great from the bottom to the top. Jim Brown, you're absolutely right, but will it happen? We don't know. Like check, people, like check, hit the like button for me. You think Wilder will be mentally ready for the Fury fight after the ass whooping? I don't know. It's hard to decipher. Can tell. We have no barometer on what's going on with him, because we haven't heard from him at all. So I don't know what's going on in his head. But I'll say this about Wilder. In his last speech, he sounded sad. You know what I mean? Like he was, not happy, you know? And like he was saying it for the fans. It's almost like how like people talk and then they're talking as though something happened and they know what happened wasn't really a good thing. He was talking like that. For example, yeah, he was talking as though, yeah, your king is here. Your king is here. Like he's trying to console people, you know, more or less convince himself. I think he's trying to, console the fact, hey, I got that ass whooped. My trainer threw in the towel, that type of stuff. You know what I mean? But he didn't sound happy. He didn't sound like he was determined. He was just sounded like he was sad. Anyway, that's my thoughts on it. Klitschko was mentally lost in the Fury fight. He just couldn't do anything mentally. So, but I mean, that's not Klitschko. Klitschko's always been that way. But Vladimir has. Crawford versus Spence, great gladiator. That's a good fight. It's a really good fight. You know, I would say Crawford off the top of my head, but Spence is one tough son of a gun. You know what I mean? Philly in the building. Abdul Wakel. Counterpunch to you, brother. Philly in the house. Yeah, yeah. You guys can go in and go out, and when you go in and go out, it'll appear. I don't know why it was what it was or whatever, but Butterbean was awesome. Hey, Kurt, did you ever spend time in Turkish prison? No, I don't think so. Never been to Turkey. Very B. I spent a night in a Turkish gay bar. Oh wow. Samuel Garcia. If AJ and Fury were going to fight, how you get and why no BS? Who you got? It just depends. It depends on the fight, man. It depends on who implements the game plan. Depends on what Anthony Joshua comes in the ring versus what Tyson Fury comes in the ring. It depends on how they prepare. Counterpunch to you back, and to this day, the boxing source. I am a AJ fan, but people don't give Ruiz enough credit. He's actually a good boxer. He beats Ruiz all day for me. Ortiz is overrated and hasn't got a great victory on his record except Jennings. Yeah, it's true. But what has Wilder done? The only person Wilder has beat is Ortiz, and the only person Ortiz has beat is Jennings. So, what do we have to talk about? Better than a prison, I guess. I don't know. Lee Sewell, what's up to you, Lee? Counterpunch to you. Ortiz is too old. He should be retired. Well, Ortiz, Ortiz is trying to fight. And I think honestly, Ortiz is after these guys. Dominic Breazeale's after these guys. If these guys are after these other guys, these guys need to be after each other and fight each other. Ortiz, Breazeale, that would be a very good fight. Why not? Why not? Let's get it done. You know. Yeah, I would say that too. The boxing source. He'll fight someone like Chris Arreola. Chris Arreola should have been retired. He should have retired after Adam Kalinaki fight. You sick? No chance he's getting whooped by any top heavyweight. Who is he? Timmy Yee. I don't think Andy needs to lose weight because he won most of his fights and lived all his life obese. Well, that's one thing to be obese, but it's another thing to abuse your weight, knowing to abuse food, knowing you're obese. So yeah, he could probably deal with it on normal circumstances. In fact, Andy Ruiz's the game plan was for him to come in with a little bit more weight, so his punches will have more because they knew they wanted to compensate for the massive guy that's coming into the ring, the 6'6" guy, 250 pounds. You know, Joshua was huge. So they knew I was like, oh, I need a little bit more weight because he knows he ain't 6'2". He's only 6 foot, 5'11", some shit like that. He ain't, he ain't about that life. Yeah, I agree. Pac-Man would win. Do you believe Wilder will step aside? No. Ron. Yeah, Ron 87. That's correct. You know, I got an uncle named Aaron. I'm gonna call him and say, "May I speak to Ron?" A Ron. Nah, it's Mr. Spooks. Mr. Spooks. There's no topic. This is a random live chat. Feel free to talk and speak whatever you want to speak according to boxing. Great. Eddie mentioned he would like to make Parker versus Ortiz. What's your thoughts? That's a good fight. That's a very good fight because now Ortiz would have to deal with speed. Okay, he'd have to deal with someone that knows how to move. Your king is here, Fred. Fred, Oma, your here. Your king is here. Yeah, that would be a good fight, though. Yeah, Parker versus Ortiz. That would be a great fight. You know, Wilder pulled a Hillary and didn't show up after he lost. 7+1. Yeah, that's fucked up, but that's true. But does Wilder think he was gonna be holding that belt forever by not fighting anybody? Yeah, he did. I mean, why would he think otherwise? He's been doing that shit for what, 4 years, and people let him. So yeah, he thought that. Of course he did. He had the protection, he had the connection, he had all the stuff. He the promoter, the advisors, they were giving him fights, throwing him fights. Keep the beard. I heard that. Man, as soon as this Corona shit go, I'm chopping it all off. It's gone. It's gone. This is my Corona strike. This is my Corona beard. Cisco Perez, what's going on to you? Counterpunch to you. Ortiz will collapse in the ring. Damn, that's cold. A D-Town Blaster, man. I just hit you up, man. I wondered if you picked up that Tekken 7. So you can go to work on that junk. You know what I mean? Give them both a kitchen knife. Ortiz's old Ortiz old boxing is young is for Ortiz is old boxing is for a young boxer. Okay. Povetkin is old and White is about to fight him. And that is true. Now that is true. Povetkin is just as old on paper as Ortiz, so you know. Ortiz used to spar Tyson. What's your best weight class in your opinion? I don't know. I like 168 right now. 160, yeah. But most people from 160, respectively went to 168. You know, 147 has always been a nice hub, but it's not like it used to be. Like when I was like a late teenager, you know what I mean, early 20s. You had guys fighting then that I just love to see. Then you always had those guys from 140, like Micah Garcia did, going up to 140 to see how they would do up there. So it was a lot going on. You know, you see Ortiz beating Dominic, Aid Anif. Well, it could be. I mean, he could time him right, he could catch him with a punch. And it's not like Dominic Breazeale has not ever been dropped. It ain't like Deontay Wilder's the only person that done that. So he can get clocked. He can catch it. Here in Houston, Charlo and Wilder are pretty much ignored, honestly. From New Zealand, Parker beats Ortiz. Undeniably got the W. Ruiz, unluckily against White. Better a couple. Yep. Well, but he has to fight. He has to want to fight. What's your thoughts on Wilder possibly taking step aside money? He ain't gonna take step aside money at all. Ortiz should fight one last fight against AJ. That would be good if he can get it, but people remember things though. Honestly, people remember negotiations. And I do think that Eddie Hearn should have tried to get him in the ring, if anything, if he knew what that meant. Yeah, Dubois, I think HGV, Matt, I think he will go pretty far. Wilder versus Ruiz is the fight. Yeah, I would like to. Let's see the losers. Let's see the lose. I think they should fight right now. I don't think there should be a third trilogy fight. I think Deontay Wilder should fight Ruiz to see who Al Heyman could pull out and should pick out of the winner out of those. You know, John Cena. It's a lesson. It's a lesson to boxers about their teams and trust. Ortiz doesn't want to fight anyone. He just wants to fight and get food on the table. Well, if that's the case, why did Andy Ruiz turn that shit down? And he's a PBC fighter, so it ain't like he can make the excuse, "Oh, I don't trust the British or the UCAT," or and it have nothing to do with none of that. He decided to turn that shit down. He wants a tune up, another fucking Jarrell Miller. You know, CJ Dot Cash. I think he was promoted to be limited. I just believe that he was promoted to be limited. And Wilder turned 175% of his highest payday. You really think he wants to fight? I don't know. I have no idea. We haven't heard from him, and I'm not convinced because I haven't heard from him. You know, did Ortiz turn down the fight because Ruiz took it first fight? No, no. It was what happened. Ortiz, Ortiz's management. Okay, so you have Ortiz, And then you have what's his trainer's name? Herman Calcedo, I think his name is. But that's his trainer. Well, he had a manager, and the manager was in, communications with Eddie. So he texted, and they were going back and forth, and I think they made him an offer for like 5 million. And what happened the next day? Somebody used Ortiz's profile, Instagram profile, to say, "Oh, they're lowballing us. Sorry, guys, this fight ain't gonna happen. Looks like they're lowballing us." But according to Ortiz and Herman, they didn't know shit about that. All they knew is what Eddie said from IFL TV when he, was interviewed by Kugan Cassius, and he just told him and showed him like, look, this is what I sent this motherfucker. They're lying, and he said he was gonna do it. So, it is what it is. Ruiz versus Rivas. I'm going for Rivas in that fight, not Ruiz. Wilder is still training, staying focused, not talking. That's how you do it. Well, Will Smith, you got a point. Because Joshua didn't say shit. He said a lot more than fucking Fear Wilder did. Now Wilder just fell off the planet, but you're right. He could be focusing and not saying shit, just working on things he needs to work on. You know, same offer as Dillian, and he said the same about 5 million. Okay, so they offered him some money. When we hear from Wilder, do we expect him to still be delusional or broken down spiritually or rebuild it? I'm not sure. I think, hoping that he will be on his journey back, learning more about his craft, learning more about strategy, learning more how to beat Tyson Fury. That's the only thing that he should be worried about. Fury is staying in shape, posting his videos every day so Wilder can train all he likes, but he can't. And to see if, can't wait to see if there's a third fight pressing. Yeah, I am interested to see what's going to happen in that third fight. Because, I mean, the press conference, the build up, because Tyson Fury. What do you got to say now, Dawsa? What do you got to say now, Deontay? I took the fight to you. I made your trainer throw in the towel. You're getting battered that much. You're getting battered. Deontay, I'm going to do it again. I don't get tired of beating you. I beat you the first time. I stopped you in the second. The third time's a charm, Mary Charm. You big Dulcer. He's gonna talk so much shit at Deontay Wilder and Deontay. I don't even know what Deontay had gonna actually really have to say. You know what I mean? I don't even know what he really has to say. I know it's bad. Jedi Knight is bad. Sounds like a fucking pirate. Whatever. That's how Tyson sounds to me when he. It's more like no. John Fury has a more of a raspy ass voice. You know what I mean? Twice on Sunday. Twice on Sunday, Deontay. I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna beat you again. I think you're hard headed. I think you need another walloping. I'm gonna give it to you. You're quiet, Deontay. What do I hear? Crickets. Where's Jiminy? I believe at the age 35, Wilder's too old to learn boxing tactics. If he hadn't learned it in the first 12 years of his pro, how is he going to learn in a few months? That's true. I've heard that. I know, right? Thanks, Will. Counterpunch to you, brother. Where's Wilder, though? Where he been at? I don't know, Vic. I don't know where the hell he been at. I don't know where the hell he's been. But, I hope he's safe wherever he's at. That's the main thing. That's the most important thing. But, for we know it's a crisis, but damn, show who you are, you know. Yeah, he's gonna fuck with him, Jim. He's gonna fuck with him, definitely. Maybe a loss could make him learn, JJ, but will he? And the problem with Deontay Wilder, he is not admitting that he did anything wrong. Kurt, please, and give me your thoughts. I'm a casual. Don't you think it's weird how Fury's voice changed in the time? Whoa, he was out of boxing. He could be drunk. No, a run. That's not why. I'm going to tell you why Tyson Fury's voice is fucked up. It's called cocaine. That's it. It's called cocaine. You do a lot of it fucks up your voice. That's that. If you heard Tyson Fury, hold on, let me find a clip of Tyson Fury to show you how this man sounded before he sounds now. And you probably damn near gonna watch. Just listen. Just listen. Let me find it. Let me find it. I know I have it right in here somewhere. I know this was a while ago when I did this. Let me see. I'm looking. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. But no, his voice was totally different. But no, that answers your question. It's coke. You know, it ain't PEDs. It's fucking coke. Man was doing hardcore drugs. You know what I mean? Jedi Knight, you feel sorry for Wilder. Yeah, I mean, especially when you're not, because it almost looks like bullying at that point. Okay, so
And I sparred with the ABA champion.
Oh, Joshua?
Yeah, he's red hot, him. He's very good.
See, that's what I like about you, Tyson. You're only young, but you're so honest. You're 22 years of age, but you're straight. You sparred with this young kid, Joshua, and you found him. He's a good prospect, isn't he?
Oh, he's very good. To be honest with you, yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to take it easy because he's only an amateur and he probably won't spar again if I go mad, yeah?
Yeah, of course.
He's rushed out at me. He for a one-turn left hook and a slip and slide. And I thought, oh, he's not like going to run same time. Bash hit me a big uppercut right in the point of the chin. If I'd have had a bit of a weak chin like David Price, I'd have been knocked out for a month. I tell you what he is though, he's very, very, very good. He's only young, 20. Watch out for that name, Anthony. He is one prospect.
Yeah.
now do you see how he sounds? Now this was what I can't remember, '08 maybe. It was something like it was a while back. It was a while back. But did you hear how he sounded? Look how Tyson Fury sounded. He sounded like fucking Ricky Hatton, didn't he? Listen.
I'm a massive fan of his, and I think that if he's allowed to develop,
That's not him.
What's your gut feeling, Tyson? Because I don't think he's going to get to the Commonwealth Games. He's not been selected. So what would you do if you were him? Would you wait for the Olympics, or what would you do, kid?
To be honest with you, I've been in these shoes before.
Of course you have. That's why I'm asking.
All the promoters are after him. He's ADA champion, and in the super heavyweight division, it only takes one punch. So
Get me wrong. I think he's only had a couple of semi-international ones, and you know yourself.
Me, I beat it. I mean, I'm not going to admit, deny it. He gave me what for? Hell for leather for 3 rounds. I thought, oh my god, the amateur's killing me. But being a professional and I've been an amateur myself. And
Yeah, that's a phone call, but listen to how he sounds. Listen to how he sounds. You know, Pterodactyl, don't take what AJ said personal. Out in the States before losing to Ruiz, he wasn't respected, and jabs were thrown at even at Wilder's press conference. AJ in US begging, but they still had AJ ducking. Yeah, they did. Counterpunch to you. Thank you for the super chat. But absolutely, they had him. They had him. The like, look, Riddick Bowe, Evander Holyfield, those guys. Those guys just did. They didn't even give a shit about the negotiations. All they heard, $50 million. He gonna turn that down? Oh, he ducking. They didn't want to hear shit else. Your server may not show you, but if you use an alternative search engine, please look up YT energy denial weapons. It may be an eye opener. If so, tell others. Okay, SpaceX says. I want to see Devin Haney versus Garcia or Devin versus Loma. I want to see Lopez in there too. Throw him in there. Which king destroyed Wilder on Black History Month? A. King Kong. B. Burger King. C. Gypsy King. D. Wilder's own suit. I would go for A. Al. AJ versus White. Who wins? AJ got him. AJ can do it. We've seen it done. You know, that's like it'd be a good fight to see, but it's like it only benefits Dillian White at this point. You know what I mean? It doesn't benefit boxing overall. You see what I mean? Yeah, it's good to see a nice scrap, but we saw that already. Let's see something else. You know, that $50 million would have shut down PBC, but even so, Joshua could get 50 million or more fighting two guys. That's right, and that's what he did. He got 85. He got $35 million more for fighting a rematch. So you know what I'm saying. And you look at honestly, if you look at the way that Wilder, if he would have got $85 million, do you know the LDBC would be in front of his house with fucking candles, holding him up, praising him? You know, they would be. That's a good question, Wayne. Wayne Breer. I don't know if you got any tape on that fighting Fury. John, your thoughts on Dubois versus Wilder? Ooh, not that it's likely to happen. Just curious. I don't know. You know, because Dubois is a young, strong guy, and all he has to do is commit. Because Dubois likes to trade shots. Wilder doesn't. So Wilder's best objective is to try to get this guy out early. If he can't, his ass might be mincemeat. You know. Dubois batters Wilder like a rabbit when heads lights come on. Wow. What do you think about Timothy Bradley style? I think it's cool. I think Timothy Bradley was a very exciting fighter. He was a very bold fighter. He got my respect after the Pacquiao robbery when he fought Ruslan Pravandakov, and that was one of the best fights of that year in 2013. Okay, that shit was awesome, and he showed after having a concussion. He was concussed, people. He showed that hey, he was a warrior. He could have died like that. Do you think Dubois is a future champion? He could be. He very well could be Dubois. You know, let's see how he steps up. So we'll see. We'll put him on hold for right now because we don't know what he's capable of doing yet when given the opportunity. That he's kind of done. I don't know about done. I just think Tyson Fury wants to pick certain fights before he gets out of the game. You know, what do you think about these new guys like Shakur Stevenson? I think they're good. I think they're holding up the flag of future boxing. Haney, Garcia, Shakur Stevenson, yeah, Dubois. These guys are holding up they are the future of boxing. So we'll be talking about these guys pretty soon, hopefully. John Fury was battered by Henry Akinwande and then KO'd by Steve Garber on his return. Interesting. Thanks, JJ. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I would. Mm, yeah, Joyce Dubois. That's going to be another test for Dubois. You know what I mean? He can now his buzz could spike if he knocks out Joyce. That's only if he does so. Spence is a light and heavyweight. No, middleweight, sure. Maybe light middleweight. Maybe. I mean, sorry, hit super middleweight, maybe, but no, I don't know about that. Light heavyweight. Would it be better for Fury to come in heavier or lighter for AJ? It's a good question. Whichever weight he comes in at, I think that he is actually comfortable because he can move well at 273 or 270 plus. He had heavier hands. He leaned on Wilder's body that made those legs ever so more much tireder. So he had a good game plan. Have you ever done a live with anyone else or thought about it? Sure, I've done it. I've done some live chats before. They were pretty enlightening. I'm gonna do some more honestly when this stuff's up. Where does Fury stand after the third fight with Fury though if he loses? I don't. Low tens. I think he should be ninth or 10th place. Should have heard all the good things said about you in Sporting Icons live stream. You are the great American hope for Unbiased Boxing Channel. Adam Cram, thank you, man. Appreciate it. I'll check it out. Fury would smash AJ. Darren Hall. Counterpunch. Effie Ajaba is damn near like Wilder, but except he's actually knows how to box. To be yeah, that's right, CJ. He's like Wilder that if Wilder actually had training or followed traditional training. Yeah, I would like yeah, I like showbiz. Showbiz is cool. You know. Up off net. Up off net. My thing is that Fury comes to Joshua aggressive like he did Wilder. Joshua will just counter Fury and pick him apart. Wow, Johnny Martin, I haven't heard that before. Never heard that one before. But I mean, I would look for Joshua to counter. It wouldn't be those big punches and Joshua don't do anything. No. Joshua will be looking for certain things to do against Fury. Counter punching in Bruce Vane. Yeah, that'd be cool. You know. Um, yeah, Bruce is cool too. When would the last time you went to see the fight live? Man, last year. Last year. Yeah, last January. Seen Devin Haney live. He was fighting an undefeated African fellow. All right, man, look. Yeah, dude, that dude, man, is off the chain. Kurt, what's good? Everything's good, man. Just chilling, just chilling. It's clear Wilder avoided AJ for years, but let's say AJ becomes undisputed by beating Fury and Wilder is guaranteed the winner. Do you think he would fight AJ? DeAndre Williams, if that, look here, I'm going to tell you something. If that scenario panned out like you said it did, and Deontay had any excuse, some bullshit, oh, I ain't ready. He was scared, he was ducking. We need to close that case altogether. If he finds a way out of that fight, he was guaranteed to fight. This ain't a mandatory. This is something that he said he wanted. If he takes a step aside, that's why he won't take a step aside because he doesn't want to put himself in the position to fight someone like Anthony Joshua. You gonna make me fight Anthony Joshua? He ain't gonna like that. Hell no. Hell no. Hades, no. He ain't gonna like that. Yeah, man, it was good. And this was before, that fight actually made him a contender. Yeah. Showtime Championship Boxing. It was nice. It was a good card. Kurt, I would be that Wilder hasn't even trained or been in the gym once since Fury beat him. Think he sounded punch drunk in the stupid video. I don't know, but we don't know what Wilder's doing, but we do know Wilder don't really like to work out. He don't like that shit. You know. Did you see Bruce Vane's latest video? He said that he wants to see the third fight over Undisputed because he wants to see what ass whooping. Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of people. It's clear that AJ avoided Wilder for years after he said in an interview that he wouldn't fight Wilder until 2020, or when he is in the best position to win and his career won't be rushed. I mean, Scance Rants, I think his career was already fucking rushed. I mean, they threw him in there with Klitschko, you know. So, anyway, and then we see what happened then. Oi, aqui Brasil. Tudo bem? But that's at Moniz Moras. Fury hasn't defended his title or titles yet, so he can't say he's the best. He needs to defend his title or titles before you can become a legend. Hey man, before he can become a legitimate champion, he has to defend the belt. So Frank Warren is a guy, Zenshuro. I think he's a guy that knows boxing. I think he knows it a lot. I think he lied though. He said he wasn't tired of the sport. I think he is. I think it's better now since he's had success with his fighters. You know what I mean? But yeah, but it is what it is. It is what it is with this guy, man. You know. So old Fish Eyes, he's been around for a long time. So he's had the good times, the bad times, you know. Babe, boom, da boom. Wilder is Belland. What the hell does that mean? Window underscore liquor. Window liquor. Wilder never wanted that smoke for fear of getting exposed. I think he's been exposed in every fight. I just didn't think he wanted to lose to Joshua because that's just too extreme. That's like Nike losing to Reebok. You know. And it's different losing. People don't understand. You've lost. You're gonna always lose. That loss will always be there. You know. So White blacklisted himself. He had plenty of opponents to fight and turned them all down. Oh, that's a good, interesting thing. You think guys think White turned some shit down? Did you say lineal status is a legitimate title for Fury, or was it something that he just promoted his comeback? Well, I think a little bit of this it was a little truth to it, but you can't be the lineal champion unless you have all the belts. He did not have the WBC. He never owned the WBC. He never held the WBC at all. Vitali did. He didn't fight Vitali, did he? Okay. The Vitali, when he retired, Vitali, that belt became vacant, and then Wilder fought Stavern for that belt. Or did Stavern have it by default and then he fought Wilder? Either way, he lost to Wilder. He didn't fight Vitali to get that damn belt. Look, Wilder and Fury know AJ is the real deal. Actions speak louder than words. Antonio Matthews counterpunched to you, said White Duck Pulev. He won't fight anyone. Well, let's see who else he fights. I wasn't impressed with the Marius Walk fight, but I don't think he was impressed with his own performance. To be honest, JD looks like kid Sunday league soccer coach. He looks like a dude, Winston, that you want to drink a beer with. I'm telling you, he one of them dudes. Come on, Kurt, let's go get a beer, man. We're gonna get a beer. We're gonna drink, man. We're gonna drink, take a couple shots, man. Talk about a little football, a little basketball, man. We're gonna have a good time. Oh man, that's JD's man. I think JD's goes out and gets fucked up. He's probably drinking right now. I'm drinking me a beer, staying safe, hell. Yeah, yeah, that stuff Deontay Wilder's wearing was too much. I told him. It gave his legs out. It shot his legs. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Beard's all right. Favorite fighter, Kurt, old and new. Oh man, got a lot of favorite fighters. See, each fight is its own adventure. Favorite fighter. 60s. What was my favorite fighter in the 60s? Oh no, it's a good question. Maybe Sugar Ray Robinson. Here's the most prestigious titles, WBC and the Ring Magazine, and now Leno status trumps what AJ has. I don't know, Cornell Campbell. I ain't seen him. I don't have him. Liston was good too. I liked Liston. Liston would fuck you up. Oh yeah, Jedi Master. Look what he did to Jose Luis Castillo. He shut that boy down. But then the same guy that gave Floyd hell, got beat up by Ricky Hatton, but Ricky Hatton got knocked out by Floyd in 10 rounds. So that's boxing for you, you know? Okay, favorite fighter now. Favorite fighter now. I like Lomachenko. I like Lomachenko. I like Lopez too. He's becoming like a he Lopez is the best young fighter. Lomachenko is the guy that I just like to watch. You know what I mean? Just like I like to watch like old Terrence Crawford fights when he fought Postal. Just the pugilistic mind that he has. I like those. 80s Hagler. I would go for that. Hagler was that bad boy. Um, who I would give in the 90s is out of Roy Jones and Felix Trinidad. You know, or maybe Felix Trinidad in the 2000s, but then yet you did have Manny that came in and started just dusting people. You know what I'm saying? Am I eating too many burgers? I don't think so, but it's funny. I got some organic beef out now to make me some burgers tonight. So it's crazy you said that. Anyway, yeah. Barry B, but I'm trying not to, man. Spence versus Porter on tonight on PBC. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch that here in a little bit. Why not? Birmingham. Oh, from Birmingham, okay, UK. Cool, cool. About for a while and wanted your opinion. Do triangle theories actually work and exist? No, Johnny, they don't. I just gave you one, right? Check it out. You have Floyd Mayweather, Castillo. A lot of people argue that Castillo beat Floyd. And then they fought again. right? And then it was another tough fight for Floyd. Floyd looked a lot better in the second fight. But then here comes Castillo fighting Ricky Hatton. Ricky Hatton takes him apart. I think it's 4 rounds or so. It was a very short fight. Body punches took Castillo away. Okay, took his ass away. But what happened? So Ricky Hatton's supposed to be that shoe in to beat Floyd. It wasn't. He got knocked out in 10 rounds. So that triangle theory does not work. Let me give you another one, the classic one. Joe Frazier. He defeats Muhammad Ali in Madison Square Garden, giving Muhammad Ali his first loss. Then he goes on to face George Foreman. George Foreman then batters him, knocks him down 7 times, and stops him. Okay. Then George Foreman gets knocked out in 8 rounds by Muhammad Ali in 74. Okay? So, no, it don't work. It does not work. So, Johnny, I hope that answers your question. I watched the Mayweather versus De La Hoya yesterday as we in lockdown. The commentary was so biased. I get the color thing, AJ way off. Yeah, Cornell, that's what I'm saying. I think it like people. Well, it's not AJ's fault. I think AJ's British. They don't have as that shit is not as bad as it is over here. Okay, that's the problem. It's not as bad as it is over here. It's not at all. You know, I think that in Larry Merchant, I'm glad he came out because a lot of people, oh well, he's just coming from. No, you had these commentators that was biased. The same way that Deontay Wilder claims Steve Farhood and Paula Malignaggi are biased guys towards him. That's not true. They actually give reasons why. Fucking HBO. I don't know about Jim Lampley. I think he's more passionate, but Harold Letterman. Harold Letterman, man, is a guy that his ass was so biased, like with Floyd, with Bernard, with Roy. He was like the same way, like always condescending. If you notice, whenever this guy would interview, he would all well no well Bernard we don't I don't think the fans want to really see you fight guys we never heard of. But this was a mandatory. We know what the fuck that means. Anybody that has a job knows what mandatory means. That means you have to fight that guy or they're going to strip you. And Bernard was like, hey, uh, you know, Larry, 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 stop being not Harold Letterman. I mean, Larry Merchant. Larry, stop being ignorant. Stop being ignorant. You know, if I didn't fight the guy, they're gonna strip me. You know what I mean? Well, that's you're getting paid to do nothing. Bernard was like, oh, that's okay. That's okay, Larry. They pay you a lot, and you don't do nothing either. You know what I mean? Larry, old school racist. You know what I mean? It's bad. That shit's bad. He said that about Floyd. And look, I'm gonna tell you something. We're in quarantine, so you guys go back. We know when Floyd went off on Larry Merchant. We remember. I don't know if you guys remember that, but he went off on him. I think it was the Ortiz fight. I think it was Ortiz when he finally went off on Jim Lampley. Okay, sorry, Larry Merchant. Jim Lampley, Larry Merchant, and then but all these other times you never seen the build up. When Floyd was a kid, when Floyd used to smile, when Pretty Boy Floyd, the guy that didn't have the chip on his shoulder, the guy, you know what I mean? It was like, well, yeah, Jim, I just want to give HBO a good fight. They thank HBO for me coming out. Well, Oscar, I mean, well, Floyd, that was a good display, but I mean, what else are we gonna really expect to see? That type of shit, you know. And they would make smart ass condescending remarks, and they did it again and again and again and again and again. And then each time you could see Floyd actually getting a little bit more frustrated. Well, Jim, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but, I beat the guy, I stopped the guy, and I showed the fans what they wanted to see, well, I don't think the fans wanted to really see that type of shit, you know. Kurt, when will the girl from your intro do a live stream? Oh, well, we can do one. That's no problem. Coming soon. As soon as this shit's over. You're on, Barry B. Gotcha. White is trash. Ruiz is serious about boxing. He batters the bump. Scance rants. Are we really sure that Andy Ruiz is serious about boxing? That motherfucker was supposed to have been serious about beating the shit out of Anthony Joshua again. Did he do that? No, he didn't. See, he's on the redemption list, Scance rants, because everybody, like yourself, was convinced and he thought he made everybody think his ass was serious. He was all in shape. He was doing them photoshopped ass pictures. Remember that? But was he? No. How can we prove? We won't know until he picks someone worth a damn to fight, first of all, because he turned down two motherfuckers to fight. So don't give me that shit about, oh, he's serious. How and what makes you say, and what is tangible that you have to give me that motherfucker's serious about fighting? Give me something. I'm waiting. I want to hear it. What about Burt Sugar? Burt Sugar was all right. You know, he was all right. The cigar smoking motherfucker. Yeah, yeah, he was. You know, the PBC organization drew Andy Ruiz into delusion. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. You know, like, hey, you know, like what I'm saying, like people thought and people made the people think, hey, yeah, this guy's the shit. You gonna do it. You gonna beat him. You gonna do this, that, and the other. Nah, man. You know, sounds right to me. Hell yeah. I'm gonna do one. Which movie are you seeing next in the theaters? I have no idea. None. Brittany Devine, Ruiz needs to fight Miller. Oh, that would be a good fight. Both are on the redemption list. Brittany Devine, absolutely. That would be good. How you fight a mother how you get off the redemption list, fight someone that's on the redemption list. I love it. Great. Great counterpunch, Brittany. Damn, I need to send you a shirt. It's a great thing. Inbox me, I'll send you a shirt. Dead serious. Barry B is Ego's burner account. I don't know what the hell that is. But Scance rants it was a short notice fight. Okay. Yeah. It was a short notice fight. Okay, yeah. I am Tywin Booth. Barry B. Who is Ego's burner? I am Tywin. Great comment, and you get the clap. That's it. Miller could fight Rivas. Winner fights Fury. Miller could fight Rivas. Winner. Now that would be good. You know, I mean, both of those guys are both signed to ESPN, Boxing Source. That would make a lot of sense. Miller could fight Rivas, and that would be a very good fight because Miller's like a guy that doesn't like to get moved back. Neither does Oscar Rivas. That's a good fight. You know, Kurt, how good is Javante Davis? We're in London, think he's the baddest cross between Floyd and Tyson, but you U.S. guys are a little less sure about him. Why is that? I blame Floyd. No, well, yeah, you should blame Floyd because Floyd didn't put him in there with anyone that convinces us of otherwise. What the fuck has he done to prove? He's beat a lot of smaller fucking dudes. Even at the point where he had to move up and he didn't even make his own weight moving up. That's bad. So that shows he's not disciplined. It shows that, yeah, what else does it show? You beat a 38-year-old fucking Gamboa with a broken Achilles tendon? Come on, man, that ain't nothing. Duran Gotti. You know what? I like Gotti over Duran. Honestly, I think Duran would probably beat Gotti, but I think Gotti, you know, I like him over Duran. I would be rooting for Gotti. You know, Cornell Campbell, he could help lose to Gamboa if Gamboa didn't hurt his leg. Well, look, he should fight someone worth a damn. Those guys are so delusional over there, and they're busy saying Javante Tank Davis is this, he's that. Fight someone to let us know. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Good early morning, Kurt from the UK. Counterpunch the U. What time is it? Yeah. Miller is just a volume puncher. I don't rate him. He gets picked apart by top guys. He could, especially volume punchers. That means He has volumes of holes that you can exploit. Johnny Martin, great counterpunch. You know, I had counterpunch you on one segment when you made the comparison of George Foreman and Wilder, and you said George Foreman never got a rematch with Ali, but it was Ali that didn't want to fight Foreman. Well, it was such a dominant victory, and everybody thought and wrote Ali off, you know. And if I'm Ali, I wouldn't have took it either because I beat Foreman. So now what do I need to do now? I need to fight Frazier's ass to get that revenge back, and that's exactly what he did. So he'd smash Gotti. He probably would, but Gotti's hell, man. It's 2:45 still, not morning. Oh, okay, Gotti and Ward too. One of the best fights ever. Yeah, that was some pretty. Those were some hellified rounds. Kurt, great videos. Keep them coming because it's late here. Sunny England, and I want a nice cup of tea. Peace out. Jedi Knight, counterpunch to you. How much of a chance do you give Billy Joe Saunders against Canelo of the fight? Does he take place early? I don't know, Johnny. I think they're trying to get away from that fight because Billy Joe has a good chance of beating him. Depends on what Billy Joe's in there. If he tries to do too much, I think he could get, outpointed. Uh, his video yesterday about Spence Porter copyright claim against him on a private video. What do you make of that? Jedi Master, I think that's exactly why I don't use people's shit because see, there is no who's to say someone can't do that to you if you use it, even though it's fair use. Who's to say they can't file a claim against you? And it takes a long time to sort out, and I don't have time for that. Then I'm messing my account up with that shit. I could always send the link below and you guys can check it out yourselves versus, hey, let me show you something on this video that belongs to someone else and they might not like the content of what you're saying about them. Therefore, they're going to flag you. And that's the only reason they're doing that to Bruce. And it's fucked up, but it is what it is. But I won't let them do that on my channel because they have no reason to do it. Because there's no other content that they can even use to possibly say that I did violate something. Billy Joe got to show up better than him last fight. He just pulled that one. Yeah, he did. Brittany, he was almost out of there because I seen him losing that fight, honestly. Yeah, AJ did do it to Boxing Ego. And that's why Boxing Ego was like, fuck AJ. I remember that. You know? But that's exactly why I don't use it. You know what I mean? Al Heyman has done that to Bruce Vane too. You know? But anyway, guys, that's just about it on this live stream. I'm going to get something to eat. I'm going to cook. You know, King Jack double R or R double I, Jim Brown, A. Ron, Glenn Atkinson, Bunjay, Scance Rants, Just Fishing. You guys all been counterpunched. Hope you guys have a nice night. I'll probably be back early morning to do another chat. Why not? I'm gonna watch some of that PBC fight with Porter and Spence. Why not? Counterpunch to everybody on that. You guys be safe. Peace out. Peace.